Hello there, welcome back to Sky Gardens. My name is Skylar, and today we're going to be talking about the secret sauce for having a lot of blooms off of one plant. And this is a secret that is painful. It is honestly painful. It is called pinching is what it is. And it is where you literally take off part of the plant to encourage branching from the bottom. Now this won't work on all flowers. Don't go out there and start cutting your sunflowers and thinking that they're going to start branching up from the bottom. They don't work like that. Stock doesn't work like that. What it does is it sends up that one shoot, and that's the one flower that you get. So you're going to want to make sure that you're doing it to the right varieties of flowers. And some flowers can use this, but don't need it exactly. So it is totally up to your experimentation and what you find works best for you in your environment. I've found that a few flowers really benefit in our environment to be pinched, and so that's what I'm going to share with you today. Flowers like zinnias, marigolds, dahlias, they love to be pinched, because what they do is they just start really growing up from the bottom. The one that we're going to look at today is snapdragons, and I think that it probably benefits the absolute most out of any of them from being pinched. And it's just amazing to see the growth on snapdragons that happens after they have that first cut right off the top. So if this is if you're like one that is very, very careful with all your plants and, you know, treats them very nicely and has a hard time with tough love, it's going to be hard for you. Like, you're going to have a hard time in doing this, because it just seems like I don't want to cut my plant. Like, this is a healthy plant. I don't want to cut it, just cut it right off. So just stay with me. I promise you can do it too. And the first few times it might hurt. Now what this will do is it will delay your flowers because they have to branch up from the bottom. They're not going to branch up from that first little stem anymore, but it will make the plant more robust and have more flowers in the long run. So if you're not scared away yet, I promise you're gonna love it in the end. It's just gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you exactly how we pinch our snapdragons around here. So exciting. Okay, so this little guy right here is pretty tall. He has not been pinched yet at all. So you can see this really long stem coming up from the bottom, and then at each little leaf node what we have is a little set of branching coming up. So on this branching right here, this is where you're going to start to get those shoots that come up and are really strong from the bottom. So what we do when we do this is we literally go in there, and right above a set of leaves, which would be right there, we just cut. And so you see, I literally just took off half of that plant. This is the old one right here, okay? But what happens is those will branch up from the bottom and be a whole lot stronger in the long run. I left that one there before. Now what you can see here is that this one had been done about a week ago, and those branches right there on the top level, look at those ones. You see that little bitty guy compared to that, which already has more branches forming on that second set of leaves. It's just amazing what happens whenever these guys start branching from the bottom. See, that's where it was cut off before, and then it comes up and it gets stronger and better and just more amazing with every turn. So really, really neat little guys. Look at that one. That one's, the bottom ones are coming up, and they're about to be taller than the top one even, which is exactly what we want. So we're gonna do this for this whole section here. So I also want to talk about plants that you do not pinch. And this is because pinching them, for one, I don't even know where you'd find a place to pinch them. For two, it won't benefit them at all. Ranunculus are one of those. These are ranunculus plants right here. We have some entertainment. Come join us. But what they do is each stem branches from the very bottom. And as those shoots come up, what you do while cutting them is cut them at the very bottom of the plant, like as far down as you can get, because that is what on these plants will make more stems come up and produce. If a bud starts coming up on here, whenever that does happen, and you cut it above a set of leaves, all you're gonna do is not have any flowers. Like, that's what's gonna happen here. So this is another plant that you do not pinch, because really there's no need for it at all. They just branch straight up from the bottom. Anemones, which are over there, are also that exact same way. And if you were to cut those flowers, whenever they're just buds down here, they would never produce a flower, which would be horrible. So I don't want to lead you astray in any way, because there are just some plants that do not require pinching. The snapdragons down there, they love it. Ranunculus, not so much. So, other plants that don't like pinching are stock, sunflowers, and, well, those are the ones I'm thinking of right now, but there's a long list as well. Pinching is really a pretty short and simple concept if you can get over the fact that you're cutting a plant in half, because it really is a benefit in the long run. So if you're nervous about it, please feel free to comment, ask questions, and we will be sure to get back to you on any of those. But I definitely think you need to understand this is something that you're doing to help and to benefit your plants. So thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment them below. Subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this content, and let us know what you'd like to see more of in the future, because that helps us to grow and to be able to better serve you in the long run. So thank you so much. If you have any complaints, please send them to j.skygardens@gmail.com. That's my dad, and he will be sure to take up all of those complaints. I get them dealt with very kindly, I'm sure. Thank y'all so much, and I hope you have an amazing day.